the hands of civilization that are lifting us up into prosperity and the light let go, and we drop back down all of a sudden, and then we feel gravitas and reality and fear, primal fear, come back in, swoop back into our life. Sort of spooky eeriness. You can start to understand what it would have been like to live back then, when your vision was your horizon and all you had was other people, instead of this portal into this super world that we have with the internet. Now, this is a fascinating thing, because in these moments, you don't get them often, especially in our civilization. This is a glimpse, this is a feeling, this is a portal into it. And it's been so interesting for me reading the Red Book, because that's World War One, and that's what World War One appeared to for people. People built up this great deal of tension. People like Bismarck was saying he had this like web of diplomacy across Europe, and he was like, guys, if you aren't careful to take care of this, there's going to be a war, because I can feel people itching for it. And World War One, like, people, it was a horrific war and a just disgusting mincemeat farm. But at the same time, there was a lot of people around Europe at the time that were itching for it, because they had been through 100 years of profound 19th century peace. The absolute peak of European civilization had just been achieved. They literally thought they were about to discover the theory of everything, you know. And World War One was just arising, and they all had all these brilliant machines, and they wanted to just use them, you know. And they wanted contact with reality again, because, as I said, times of peace rattle our minds in a strange way, because we need that contact with reality. Especially men. Men need that contact with reality, and they're always hunting for it, you know. Now, is an opportunity for you to look at how the mind works. As I'm saying, you don't get happiness in peace. You don't get it. It's not a given. Prosperity does not mean that your mind is just going to fix itself, you know. It most certainly is a good platform towards developing your higher leisure consciousness and whatnot. But even if everything falls apart, because peace does not guarantee happiness, crisis also doesn't exclude happiness. Now, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. And love, because there is no consequence, it actually damages the act a little bit in a very strange way. Because imagine if you were back in the tribal jungle, and, you know, everything had to be raw, and there was no protection around. Everything had a real consequence. And when you're with a woman, when you're with someone, the idea there is that this could lead to our destinies being bound together forever. Like, think about that. Instead, it's like, if we do this, our fates may be bound together forever.
Not to mention interference from a major player. But this project is vital to the Marine Corps. The enemy is sometimes closer to home than you think, gentlemen. Always bear that in mind.